It is the Riot Podcast. Good Tuesday, August 9th to you. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Isaiah.
Howdy.
Hello, everybody. Remember, it's Tuesday. It's hand-holding day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How would you
don't
like to
have
celebrate?
hold hands.
I don't think I'm going to hold hands with any of you guys,
Come on.
unfortunately.
Come on.
You see, they can see you on the video.
Did you hear
I
what he
know.
was
Come on.
saying?
Yeah,
What
hold
did you
hands with
say?
anybody.
Hudson would prefer holding hands with someone, even like a stranger, over hugging them.
Yeah, that's creepy.
What do
Because
you
a
mean?
hug is just a moment, but hand-holding, like, that's a real
It can be just a moment.
No.
connection.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think there's no shot that you're getting me to hold your hand for a long time. Longer than anything you guys said, probably.
He was saying that you guys could hold hands and then you would see who could last the longest. Like, who would
holding
break the
hands?
hold, yeah.
I'd probably slip out of Hudson's hands because I know those things are going to be real clammy.
Oh, no. I'm nice and calm, cool and
Real
collected.
cool, calm, and collected. But I think on the holding hands topic, I think the hug is appropriate. Like if I'm going to go on a date, it's an immediate, like, oh, yeah, I'm Isaiah, hug, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not holding your hand unless we're like dating.
Yeah.
Like we're not holding hands if we're just like talking or if it's like our third or fourth date. Like we got to be like 10 dates deep before I'm holding your
10
hand.
dates?
Before I'm holding your hand.
Well,
if
it
I
kinda
get seen
depends.
holding hands in public, like that's like your girlfriend. If you see two people holding hands and then afterwards they're like, oh no, like we're just like casually dating, like this isn't serious, then either one person in this thing is totally lying and the other one's getting led on, or they're definitely going to be dating in like a week and a half.
It's coming soon. So today, wherever you find your relationship at, or if you're just Hudson, handhold today.
Can I list?
here.
What if I list?
Hold your own hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always do that. Can I list some people and see if you guys would rather hold their hand or
Or
hug
hug?
them?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos.
Does his hand have money in it?
Am I shaking his hand or am I
Shaking his
holding
hand.
it?
Hand holding.
I give him a
would
hug. I'll
Oh.
pat him on the head too.
Well,
hold
that's
hands.
actually great. Would you rather shake hands with people?
Yeah, that's a different thing.
I
Than
hate
shake
shaking
hands.
hands.
Let me tell you this too.
In
If
my-
you go on a date and you shake the girl's hand when you introduce yourself to her, you're a weirdo. And you're giving off weirdo vibes, big time weirdo vibes. If you decide to go with a handshake instead of a hug, you need to go hug.
All
My
right.
ranking of what I would do is just to a general person, just across the board. Handhold, hug, shake hands.
Okay.
I hate shaking hands.
Well,
There's too much.
Handhold, that's how it goes for you?
Yeah.
Handhold is number one?
I would much rather hold hands. It's
what
hard to mess
about-
that up.
What about with Jeff? What would you do?
Yeah, what would be your choice?
No, I'd hold his hand.
Hold his hand,
I don't
okay.
want to hug. I don't want to get that close to his face.
I'd give him a hug and then I'd shake his hand and then I would hold his hand. I'm not holding people's hands. We're not holding hands. That's a big no-no for me.
I don't know why you guys think it's such a big deal.
I
to
think
hold
it's just
hands.
weird. I think it feels awkward if we're holding hands, like unless I'm like
Well, let's
leading
just
you
try it.
through
It's not that
somewhere.
bad.
I'll hold your hand right now, like this right
Yeah,
here.
see, look, this
See,
is
look
what's
how
wrong
intimate
with
this feels. I'd rather
What's
give you a
wrong
hug.
with this?
I'd rather give you a hug than hold your hand.
I just want to see you guys, at this point, I think it'd be Isaiah who'd get most uncomfortable.
I'm already uncomfortable. When I grabbed his hand, I felt uncomfortable.
I don't feel bad about it at
Do you
all.
want to end the podcast intro?
Yeah, this might be the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. I need to let go. Like,
he
this
withdrew.
feels,
He withdrew.
I could feel like the intimacy between us, like going through my body,
But that's
and it almost
good.
got to my shoulder, and it was too far.
We're on the show
Too
together.
much?
We need to have an intimate bond.
There is an intimate bond between us, but not. We don't need to hold hands.
Ooh,
Yet
we
again.
forgot this one. How about a high five instead? Oh, I thought you guys would like that more.
It's just so uncool.
Yeah, if you're giving high fives, that's
And
not really the vibe.
It's uncool unless it's in a really cool situation, like you just scored a touchdown.
Sure.
Your team scored a touchdown.
I think I prefer a fist bump over a high five in my mind.
How about a kick?
A kick,
We're not
a good
saying-
old kick.
What about that thing that
We're
people
not
did
losing
during
our
COVID
legs.
where you like bump elbows or bump
Nah,
or
don't
bump
be doing
feet?
that.
I know, that's
Don't
not
throw me a
great.
bow. If you try to introduce yourself with an elbow touch, I don't know what to do. Am I supposed to grab it? Like, what do you want from me? I don't understand.
And when you fist bump, do you explode it?
No, I don't explode it.
explo-
You
no,
explode it?
exploding is no. I hate exploding.
I was about to say.
I was worried you'd be an exploder.
Me? No chance. I'm
Yeah.
not exploding the fist bump.
I don't know. You never know about people. You know.
Oh, how
I
about
think-
this one? How about this one? When you do like the handshake, like if you were to greet another man, depending on what your relationship is with him, would you ever go for like go ahead, give me your hand? Gives me. Would you ever go for like
The
this?
pull in?
Oh no!
Like
no.
that? You're
No,
not that guy?
I wouldn't, but I do the.
You
where
never would
grab
go for
him
like
and pull him in like that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You never do that. How done with the forearm
That's a
grab.
close friend. If I have a close friend, I'll do the behind the back.
Behind the back? Okay, so
Yeah.
like a grab and then like a reach
You pull-
around.
yeah,
Okay, that's a fair
come
thing.
in close.
That's not a bad one. A lot of people like go for like that or whatever, like the little slide grab one, you know? And then there's always like the forearm,
But
like
see,
medieval, like maybe
this-
you're meeting another father, you know, you grab forearms with each other.
Make sure there's not a sword hidden up their sleeve. That's why I don't like the handshakes, because there's so much that can go wrong.
You're
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Where
You're
handholds, you just put the hands together. That's a done deal.
Well, your best bet is to not come and meet us ever. Well,
Yeah,
meet
don't
me,
expect anything.
But don't expect anything from those two.
I mean, no, ideally, if you do meet us, we stay at least 3 feet apart.
Yeah.
At minimum.
It's just safer that
I'd
way.
still
I
prefer
guess.
all of that to handholding. For
Yeah,
sure.
the handhold, if you reach out your hand and expect me to hold it, it's not going to happen. I would rather kiss your hand than just hold it. I'd give you the hand kiss. I'm not holding it, but I will kiss it.
So basically, we just want the contact over as fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, feel free to text in because there's a lot of opinions about hand-holding day. So text in at 877 to Radio U. Let us know you're a podcast listener and your name. Enjoy the podcast today. There's other stuff too, including a Buc-ee's food fight.
Yeah, we've got it all. Covered it all. And
Okay.
That's it.
Bye.
See you guys.
Can we wave? Are we allowed
Yeah,
to
we can wave.
Bye.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Specifically, let's talk about Isaiah's Cleveland Guardians. They're on the playoff bubble right now.
Yeah, they're hanging in there.
They're doing pretty good.
Yeah, they're doing better than everyone expected this year, so it's a good positive.
Yeah, they've got a
Well, when you don't expect anything.
Exactly. Precisely.
they've got a shot, and as such, they've made some roster moves lately, where they decided to demote one of their teammates that's struggling and send him down.
Oh, do they send him to is it the farm team or
Yep,
the minors?
the minor leagues. Yep. They've sent down Mustard,
Who's Mustard?
the mustard dog
Oh, in the hot dog race?
from the hot dog race, which makes sense. The mustard hot dog in the Cleveland Guardians Sugardale hot dog races, 0-50 so far this year.
Oh, he's not a good
Oh,
racer. How
that
many
is
races
not-
is he getting?
Not
He
a
gets
good
one a
average.
game.
One per home game. So far, still coming up empty. And so finally, I guess he needs to go back and work on his swing. So they've dropped him down to High A Lake County. That's dropping him down real far.
That's what I was
That's
thinking.
a couple levels below the major leagues.
It's not the minors right below it.
And
No.
so he is he's gone down to work on some things. But what a lot of people, including myself, surprised by, they didn't call somebody up to replace him.
Well, then, so it's ketchup, onion, and mustard. They do the hot dog race, which I think every baseball team does. And so,
If not, they should.
well, they do it like during their little break time. So, who's going to replace mustard? Is it always going to be just ketchup and onion? Who?
I guess so. Like, when I think about this, like, I thought that these races were fixed.
Oh, they are.
Then why are they sending them down? I'm like, is this like a
Because
PR stunt?
this
Like,
is
what
a
is
PR
this?
thing.
Is that what it is?
Can't you smell this from a mile
See,
away?
that's what I thought, but it just seems kind of dramatic, don't you think? To send them all the way down?
Because
Like,
they always get to the end and they almost win, and then someone like trips.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like that what they're gonna do now, they're gonna send him down or whatever. He's gonna run a couple races, and then they'll bring him back up.
He's going to dominate
He's gonna win
whatever
the
hot
next
dogs
10.
are in High A Lake County.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it's gonna go at the end of the day. But I feel like having just ketchup and onion is gonna stink for a couple games. Like they can only keep him out for like 3 games. There's
Well, they
no
gotta
way.
bring someone in, but they say that Mustard had a wardrobe malfunction that also caused last month some problems when he lost his pants.
Uh-oh.
And he tripped and fell. So, like, guys,
Tough season.
This is all some intern that's like, hey guys, let's just send Mustard away for a bit, but not really.
He's lucky to even still have a job.
Go
this
sure,
Mustard,
Mustard
but-
or the intern.
Mustard. Yeah, I guess both. I don't know. Yeah, I think they need to. I think they need to find a replacement because if there's no danger of Mustard actually losing his job, you need to test somebody else out. Maybe somebody else can really shine in that role. Maybe one of the presidents from the Washington Nationals. I know the trade deadline has passed, but maybe you can work something out.
Well, if a condiment gets called up, who should replace it?
I think it should be me.
Well, what costume are you going to wear?
What kind of costume?
His
I don't-
minion costume.
See, I don't know because I feel like you can't go against like ketchup, mustard, and onion. I'll just get in the mustard costume and then I'll win. That's my plan. I feel like if I got, just put me in it.
You fixed it. There
Yeah,
you
just
go.
like that. Just put me in there and I'll just win. Because, like, what other condiment are you going to use? Relish?
Well,
that's
some
like the only
people-
other option, right?
Some people are saying relish or like bacon or what about
Ooh,
some
bacon.
cheese or
How
something?
do you not have a chili dog?
Ooh, coney.
Ooh,
yeah, coney sauce
you could
or
do.
something.
I guess you wouldn't. It's Ohio. Would you do Cincinnati style in Cleveland? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you could do it. I think you could
still
pull it off.
Yeah, they've got. There's definitely other options for. You could get creative. You could do like an onion ring dog or something. I guess
Onion ring.
you know, just put mac and cheese. Get something. Get a corn dog in the race.
Oh, a corn dog. That's a good idea.
See, the options are limitless.
But just remember, none of it's real and it's all made up.
I'll show up in my own costume. I'll show up as the corn dog. I'll say, I'm ready. I know you guys need a third. Put me in here.
on.
I have my own costume. I'm ready to roll.
Isaiah's not even gonna. He's just gonna jump out of the stands
Yeah,
during
exactly.
the race.
I'm ready to run.
Start telling you, just, Coach, put me in.
Put me in. I'm ready to win the race.
Yeah, the security would not know what to do. Is he technically is he allowed?
Is this
to
a
do
stunt
that?
or something? Like,
is
is
this
this
a part?
planned?
Did they not alert us? The promotions team not alert us?
I mean, he
about
looks
this?
like a corn dog.
He fits
Yeah,
right
exactly.
in. Fits right in.
So that's the Cleveland Guardians. They're sending their mustard from the hot dog mustard race thing that baseball teams have to the below team.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
A guy on TickTock. He's from the UK. His name is Henry Gray, and he says that he's been diagnosed with a neurological condition. It's called lexical gustatory synesthesia.
I have not heard of that.
It is a condition that makes you taste and smell words.
So how does that work? Like if
I
someone's
don't know.
talking to you, okay, so maybe like if someone's talking to you, certain words can trigger certain things.
I think that must be what it is.
So kind of like if you said like barbecue and maybe you start salivating.
Yeah.
But maybe for him, he has negative tastes and smells that come.
And it's not even so direct where, you could say any word and it would have a flavor to him. You could say word and it would taste like something to him. Possibly good, possibly bad, possibly nothing that's even food at all.
Wow.
And so
he says he can taste like people's names. So like when they talk to him and introduce like his classmates, he had this during school. And he says not all the tastes are good tastes. So it can really turn if you're someone he knows and you don't taste good, which is weird to say.
yeah,
But
it's
like
definitely weird.
he wouldn't like you talking to him.
But that's what I want to ask you about because he says that he had to move out. He had to move out when he was in college, I guess, at university, as they would say.
Because his roommate?
Because he had 3 roommates in his hall that their names tasted bad to him.
Boy,
and
that's
so
a
he
weird
could
one.
not he live with them because his constantly. I don't even know if see, here's what I'm wondering, and I guess maybe if I watch more of his TikToks, I'd understand. But is it not even that once you know a person's name,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even have to say it. You just see them, you're thinking of who they are, and so triggers the flavor in your mouth.
I think it always does because he
Yeah.
said that he would still be friends with someone, but the problem is they would always smell and taste awful to him. I'm doing a little air quotes. You guys can't see that because they're not like really tasting that in real life. But to him, with this neurological disorder, people associate that's how he associates someone. They smell or taste.
So the names that he had a problem with were Duncan, which he says tastes
with
like
donuts, how could you?
No.
That associates
maybe they don't.
well.
Maybe they don't think about. Maybe they don't have Dunkin' Donuts in the UK. He says Duncan tastes like a burp after eating smoky bacon chips.
Well, some people don't like Dunkin', so maybe.
Now, Kirsty, this is a bad one. It tastes like a murky pea smell.
Ew.
Yeah, and then
poor her.
Elijah is like licking an eyeball, which implies that he's licked an eyeball before and knows what that tastes like, that's definitely wrong. That's how
Yeah.
you get pink eye. That's how I got pink eye.
Hey,
Someone's
that's
licking
it.
my eyeball. But he also had a friend named Martin, and he says Martin tastes like Smarties,
Oh,
which are in the UK that'd be like M&Ms.
A
So.
a Smartie, or not like
Yeah.
a Smartie party?
Not like the little sour little things. No.
Well, I guess he has an actual thing, but it would be hard to, especially if you were just happened to be assigned him as a roommate,
Yeah.
and you find out that to this guy you taste and smell bad, even though it's just a neurological thing. That would be weird.
That would be tough to swallow, but I think these names are tough for him to swallow. Here's my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is a name that you think would taste bad if you had
bad.
this? Yeah.
Oh gosh. There'd be too many options. Too many.
Most names would taste bad. It'd be a
Yeah.
tough existence.
Well,
Winston comes to mind.
And would you rather it taste bad, like in your like glands and stuff, or would you rather something smells bad?
I think I could get used to a bad smell.
But the taste
I think
part,
if there was a bad taste, if I'm tasting a murky pee smell all the time, whenever Kirsty walks into the room, that's gonna be me and Kirsty aren't hanging out.
you know what you're tasting?
What's that?
Hudson.
You get the bitter taste of Hudson in my mouth.
That's what your name brings,
Yeah,
Steven.
yeah. That's you know what? I'm fully expect that my name probably tastes horrible than most
I know
people.
you don't. You kind of want. You're curious to ask him. You're like, well, what do I smell
what
and
does
taste
Hudson
like?
taste like? I'm guessing it's not pizza for some reason.
Probably not.
This is the Riot Radio U.
Seems that Isaiah has found himself in a beautiful predicament.
Ooh, what a week you're gonna have.
Yeah, Isaiah, normally you have I would say 2 roommates. Jim the dog counts as one, but Andrew, your other roommate, counts as a second.
Yeah, I feel like Jim counts as like 4 with how much of a mess he makes. But yes, Andrew does count as one as
Andrew
well.
actually pays rent, I'm assuming, unlike
Yes.
Jim.
He's
He
not
actually
as
contributes to the household, but Andrew is gone.
He is gone. He went to Cancun for the week.
And
So
he didn't take you along.
He didn't take me along.
Or were you just out of vacation days?
No, I still got some left.
But was there,
I got some things planned.
Was there a discussion of like you hopping on that?
Were you
No,
invited?
it was far away. It's like a big family excursion they're doing down there.
Well, you brought him on your family excursions.
Yeah, but it wasn't quite as an excursion as going to Mexico. I also don't have my passport either, so even if I wanted to go, I can't go.
Well, you could
that shuts
just
down
give
right
yourself a couple of years to get it.
Yeah, I know. So he's gone he left on Monday. I actually dropped him off at the airport before the show yesterday, and then he's gone until this upcoming Monday, so a full week.
Oh, even
where I'm
the
gonna have-
weekend without
Yeah,
him.
the weekend. So I'm going to have absolutely nothing to do for this entire week. I'm stuck with Jim. Last night was horrendous. There was no one to take his attention away outside of me. He just kept bothering me the whole night.
Does it already feel so different, though? Even it's only been a day, but doesn't it feel so different being home alone again?
It is weird walking into the house and not having anybody in there. For me, it just makes it so much more boring. But luckily, last night I went over to my friend's house and watched The Bachelorette, did my typical Monday things. But I don't have something like that planned for every night of the week.
So tonight you could be at home alone with just Jim, your dog.
Yeah, possibly, which
me
is my
ask-
biggest nightmare.
So the question is,
Are we codependent or what are we doing?
No, it's just I feel good on my own, but yet again, it's the whole Jim thing. If you don't have another person in there to take his attention away, he's the most annoying dog in the world, I swear.
You're using your roommate.
Precisely, yes. We split time entertaining that little dog.
He's taking care of him.
I want to know.
You should have had him take him on
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what do you think about going to Cancun, Jim? Does he need a passport or can he just go?
Who can you pawn him off on? I want to know, how long has it been? Like, I realized that like my wife went away on a trip last fall, and that was like the first time maybe ever in my, well, not in my life, but because my parents had gone on trips without me, but it was incredibly rare that I'd ever in my life been home alone
Yeah.
just for an extended period of time. Have you lived alone, or have you always had a roommate or live with your family?
No, I lived alone when I lived in Kentucky before this. I lived alone for about 8 months
Oh,
that I lived
wow.
alone there. So I'm used to being on my own. So I do okay just watching TV and movies and whatnot. So
It doesn't sound like you do.
I do though. I just need to get back into the rhythm of it. It's different when you haven't done it in a while because I haven't had someone not in the house for more than one day in like over a year. But then before, I was just like, so I had like a routine where I'd come home,
Yeah.
I'd take Jim to the dog park, I'd make myself dinner, I'd turn on a show. Like, you get used to the rhythm of being by yourself, but when you're used to the rhythm of someone being there when they're not there, it's a little bit different. So I started getting the rhythm. By Friday, Thursday-ish, I'll probably be kicking all force.
Well, don't feel like I want you to go super lazy. Don't feel like you have to go the other way and just start making things happen.
See, that's what I was gonna do.
You don't
That's
have
what
to.
that's
I was. What I was
Lazy.
gonna do is I was gonna just start like taking on projects of the house.
No.
As I was gonna start I was gonna repaint the cabinets. I had like all these plans, and then yesterday I came home and I was like, Nothing. I'm doing nothing.
Well, you had bachelorette night, so
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it wasn't nothing. Well, we'll have to keep us updated this week because I feel like each day you're going to go through like the signs of grief and, like where you go through these
I'm like, what do I
horrible
plan for
things.
tonight?
Do you have anything for tonight or are you just staying?
No, it's for tonight. I have nothing.
Dinner at home?
Dinner at home. Some project. I need to put some Drano in the sink. There's
Oh my
things I need to get done that I might do, I might not do. I've been putting off for weeks. Maybe take the trash out. We'll put that down as a hard maybe. And I probably will accomplish nothing.
That's the beauty of being home alone is it
No
makes it a
one
lot
knows.
You can
easier
push
to
things
push off
off.
projects.
You can push off everything.
But also all the responsibilities fall on you. So
Yeah.
you can't only blame yourself when the trash is
Jim
piled
can take
high.
the trash out.
I think
needs the
Jim's just
trash.
going to eat the
I
eat
take
the
him out
trash.
constantly.
Well, we'll keep an update through the week, but we're excited for your week at home, okay?
Oh, it's going to be a thrilling one. I'll give you guys updates every day.
If anybody has suggestions for what Isaiah should do while he's got all this alone time, 8772 Radio
Oh, yeah.
U.
Like, what's a restaurant that's okay if you go to eat at? Like, by
Oh,
yourself?
that's a good one. That's
a
Which
good
one's-
one.
Which
All
one
of
works
them.
well if you're by yourself? That is not true.
It's
Yes,
not
it
true.
is.
No, it is
yes,
not.
it is.
You're making me anxious.
You haven't been alone long enough.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
It's Tuesday.
Yay!
I'm beginning to think the worst day of the week.
Yeah, we talked about that before the show this morning of like, hey, when we come in, you're like, how's the day feeling? Like yesterday, Monday, it's not always the best, but
Yeah.
you think Tuesday when we come in, that's the hardest to get motivated.
I always have the worst time on Tuesday. I don't know what it is, but I've found myself snoozing more on Tuesdays than any other day of the week. I don't know what to attribute it to. But Tuesdays, it's rough on me anyways. But today is not just Tuesday. It's also apparently National Hold Hands Day.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, isn't that so
Aw,
sweet?
Well, that's something, that's a goal for the day.
Yeah, so I was thinking, how much do you have to know somebody? How many dates before you start holding hands?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It probably goes case by case because it's so awkward. Does anybody remember like if you're with someone? If not, I'm sorry to bring it up. But do you remember like when you're just deciding, okay, are we holding hands for like the first time and you kind of touch fingers and you're like, well, are we going to go for it? Are we going to hold hands?
Yeah.
That's always fun.
It's a nervous moment to be sure. I think I'm fine with holding hands on the first date.
I think.
You know what? I might be a promiscuous hand holder.
That's a bit bold.
Yeah.
It's a bit
I mean, not
forward.
anymore. Now I'm I only hold hands with one woman.
One woman.
And that's my wife. But holding hands feels like a step that I'm okay with taking pretty quickly.
Maybe once you define your relationship, like if you're not just like casually dating other people, but if you decide like you're just dating each other, that's when hand holding works.
That's the first step. So you hand hold before you kiss?
Probably.
right?
Yeah, probably.
It's it's weird. I think once you are married, I don't know at what point you just take hand holding for granted. Some other things
Just doesn't happen.
come along the way in the relationship, and that it's more, you still think about like, oh, this is special. But holding hands, it just you still do it. You definitely still do it, but it just feels like something you just do.
Well, you know what's common in more other countries is friends holding hands.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I did say I'm a promiscuous hand holder. I probably hold hands with you. I'd be fine with that.
It's not weird just to see like just friends. You're like, oh, just holding hands, just perfectly normal.
I mean, I'd hold hands before I hugged somebody, and that's not how most people are. So
You would rather holding hands to me feels a bit more intense than
More
hugging.
intimate? Yeah.
because it's longer.
yeah, but you're right. But I mean, you can break off a handhold at any time. I think there's a lot more pressure with a hug.
A hug is like 1 second. You just get it over with.
For some people.
And you can do the side hug. You don't even have to really connect with the person. But with the holding hands, like you're holding hands.
If you give me the option right now, you or Isaiah or whoever in this building,
You're holding
would
hands?
I rather hold hands with you or would I rather hug you?
Really? Hold hands?
Hugging is so close.
It's just a second. How long
still
would you
too
hold
close.
hands for?
Once you
Isaiah,
start, why stop?
Come on in, Isaiah.
Why don't him and I hold hands?
And see how
We'll
long
see how
you
long we can go. See who breaks it off first.
That would be the best.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I'm not a hand holder, but I will do it.
Well,
it just doesn't make me uncomfortable.
I guess I realized I'm more of a hugger. So if you guys need anything
Well, how
today,
many dates before you hug?
yeah, that's true. Right when you meet, it's fine. But don't try your best today to hold someone's hand. But make sure you have their permission first.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right there. I can totally picture a date where you would hug as soon as you meet, even if it's somebody you've never seen before, where you wouldn't hold hands right away.
Oh, no. I'd be like, where are you taking me?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, I would hug, but I would probably be more uncomfortable than if we just went through the whole dinner holding hands, or on a whole walk holding hands, even though we just
Everybody's
met.
different.
This is the Riot Radio U.
And it's finally starting to feel real. Football season is basically upon us. Technically, the NFL has already started. The preseason kicked off last Thursday night. Got a bunch of games coming up this Thursday night, I believe. And then college football. We just got
Are we almost there?
the USA Today coaches poll, where they the preseason poll where they've ranked the teams based off of nothing.
Good. Okay.
Nikki, what do you make of it?
Of the actual poll itself?
Yeah.
Isn't Alabama always? Are they always?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Always
Pretty
one.
much. If you have not seen the rankings, I'm confident that most people, even if they have no knowledge of college football, could guess the top 3 teams. They would know the top 4. It is Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, and Clemson.
There it is.
And then Notre Dame
is
at number 5. Yeah. So
Michigan at 6. Texas A&M. Let's just do 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a round
7,
number.
Utah 8. Oklahoma 9. And Baylor 10.
All right. So any thoughts?
Thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Let me hear Isaiah's thoughts first. Am I supposed to have thoughts?
I thought you were a college football expert, Nikki.
No, I just like watching it. I prefer it way more
Well, that
than
makes you an expert to me.
not officially.
Isaiah, what do you make of it?
I mean, I would say some surprises for me at least. Clemson at number 4. How? Did they even have a positive record last year? Like they were.
But this is for this year.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We have to go. I think if you're basing off of nothing other than just like what they've done in the past, how can you say that they're going to be the 4th best team in the country this year? I think it's just kind of crazy that they're sitting at number 4 after proving essentially nothing last year. Their quarterback, who was supposed to be a Heisman candidate, struggled. Why do we think he's just going to be better this year? He probably will be better, but based off of all the knowledge that we have, I'm just not so sure they should be ranked in the top 5 when they didn't even finish in the top 25 last year.
I'll tell you why they should be up there. Because they play in the ACC.
The ACC is trash.
They can play. They can just.
But they played it last year too, and they didn't even finish in the top 25.
Guys, I've really missed college football.
Yeah.
Time
I know.
With you. I mean, how else will I know who's trash or not?
Exactly. There's so much trash in this list. Yeah.
I think.
I'm excited.
I know. I don't know how it's possible, but I think every team should be ranked lower.
Oh, really?
You think so?
Just take every team, drop them 10 spots,
And that's perfect.
and that includes everybody. From the top down, there should be no number 1 team.
All
They all
right.
suck in my mind.
That's an
and they haven't even
interesting
played any
approach.
games yet. That's the right way to do it.
So the Buckeyes play Notre Dame's the first opponent?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
Wow.
game.
Hey, you got a good first game.
It's gonna be real exciting because we'll figure out in week 1. We won't have like this big, like really confusing thing on Notre Dame all year when they don't play anyone. We'll be like, oh my gosh, are they good or not? We'll find out in week 1 if they're
I
good
think
this year.
even if they lose the first game, though, like I don't know the rest of their schedule. I can't imagine it's that difficult.
Yeah.
So they'll lose the classic Notre Dame fashion. They'll lose the first game and then go undefeated the rest of the year and make it into the playoffs and then get smoked. But that said, I've never been a bigger Notre Dame fan than I am
For week 1.
right now.
For week
Yeah,
one?
I really do like their coach, and they've got
Can't
some
wait.
cool uniforms.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that game.
That'll be on-
I'm rooting for them.
That'll be on September 3rd. And guys, we're so close to college football starting that I've gotten a lot of invites for like Saturday things. And everybody's always like, but it's a non-game day. You know,
Yeah.
You're getting really close to everybody planning stuff around the games.
Clear the schedule, clear your weekend.
You're ready.
Starting Labor Day weekend because that's football time. That's when we watch the Buckeyes and cheer against them. It is.
Stop it. Don't bother people.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Did you see, Nikki, this past weekend was Twins Day Festival in Twinsburg, Ohio? I missed that.
I did not know this.
I guess I'm not a twin, so
You're not?
why would I go? But I also, in regards to Twins Day Festival, I don't know if these folks were there, but they got interviewed because Twins Day Festival is coming up. You strike me as you probably know who the Sawyer sisters are.
I don't.
No? I thought you loved keeping up with like the tabloids and stuff like that.
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
The Sawyer sisters, they are twin sisters, identical twins, Brittany and Brianna. And they had a dream of theirs. They decided at some point that they wanted to be married also to identical twins.
Oh, really?
So they
Do I think that's weird? I don't know.
I think it's weird.
Because then if you were the twin guys, you'd be wondering if, like, do you like me for me or just because I'm a twin?
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
at least at first.
Yeah, I think it's definitely creepy. And so listen to this. Not only are they married to identical twin brothers, they each had children very close together, which are, they say, like biological, genetic siblings.
Okay.
They say, even though the two children are, like they're from different moms, different dads, but because of the twin situation, they're genetic siblings.
Really?
Yeah. But here's the weirdest part. They all live together in the same house.
Oh, now it's too much.
That's weird, right? That is
much.
Something is wrong there.
No.
So they were interviewed about that. I really don't want to know. You can't justify that to me. But do you think you could live? First of all, you think you could live with your siblings like long term?
Well, I mean,
as an adult now, pretend they're not listening.
I was going to say everybody did growing up, but like if you've ever had to move back in with your family after you've had a taste of freedom,
yeah,
and I moved out pretty young. I don't think you can't go back. Like your dynamic changes, and so I think it's really hard.
I think I would have an easier
siblings and parents.
Yeah. It would definitely be tough. It would be interesting to get into basically a roommate situation with your siblings. I think I could handle that, but I don't think I could handle in this specific instance. I could not live with another married couple. You got to be out of your mind.
Oh, no.
That sounds horrible.
No.
Yeah, that I do not.
I don't want to live with anybody.
I don't want to live with another married couple with kids.
Sure,
what are we doing? I do not want to be involved in that.
Listen, that's a frat house with no fun.
Yeah, that's right. It's just a nightmare. That's like the morning after at a frat house or something.
I know,
oh my gosh.
Everybody there. So I can tell like the twins thing must be like their life.
Yeah,
like that's everything.
It's their thing, and I guess they say they're happy. They say it's magical.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, they do have a mansion. Like it's not just a small house.
They have vegetable gardens. They got a pool.
It's starting to sound like a commune.
Commune, yeah.
It's starting. It doesn't get any creepier. It doesn't get any less creepy the more you read into it. One of them is probably going to murder the other three.
No, you're adding that in.
It's too weird.
No, okay, but
this can't end nicely.
It doesn't put off like TLC families, like the ones where they're like, "Hey, here's the 18 wives." Like it's not putting off that weird.
No,
vibe.
I think it's weirder. It's definitely weirder. It's really weird.
All right, well, that's not the life for Hudson.
No, let's move along.
No roommates for you.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.